Hi guys, I want you to be patient with me because this is a very controversial subject. When I was growing up as a child, at the dinner table, I often heard stories of World War II from my father. Now, as I grew up, my father never ever said that the German leader did not die in the bunker, but he always implied it. And I was always encouraged to listen to my teachers at school and to answer the questions based upon what my teachers had told me. As I entered into the world, I was blessed enough to get a position with United Airlines as a technical engineer, and I traveled. That was the beginning of my serious travels. And then, before I got the job with United Airlines, I had met and married a man from Texas who was drafted into the Army, and the Army sent him to Germany for 1 year. And I went with him. Because he did not have the rank when we first arrived for me to live in Army housing, I had to live on the economy, and that's meaning living among the local Germans. Now, mind you, as I was a little girl, I grew up with this constant question of what really happened to the German leader. So naturally, I asked the German people who spoke English, and I immediately learned that one, they would not discuss it. They were polite, but they would not discuss it. And two, it was not taught in school. World War II was not taught in school to the German children at that time. So I backed off. But that made me even more suspicious that maybe the Negro soldiers who were segregated during World War II, U.S. soldiers, may have been right. Perhaps the German leader hadn't died in the bunker. And then I began to travel, and I was blessed to make it to retirement. And then I traveled to Argentina, as most of you know on this channel. And I spent 90 days. And I thought, oh, this is very, very odd. But mind you, before that, a very well-known rapper, they said he lost his mind, that he had a nervous breakdown, because he started saying things like Hitler wasn't that bad. And everybody said, oh, he's just having a nervous breakdown. We're still going to his concerts. We're still buying his records. He's just having a nervous breakdown. But he's intelligent, guys. And so I never forgot what he said. When I got to Argentina, yes, there were seniors around my age group, slightly older, who believed that the German leader arrived in Argentina. But there was a set group, very intelligent group, who believed that it was the double that arrived in Argentina. And I agree with the set group, the side group, that it was the double that arrived in Argentina. But guys, the only proof that the U.S. ever had that the German leader died in the bunker was provided by Russia. And as you know, I am now in Georgia, the country, not the state. And in this beautiful country that used to be Russia, was Russia during the World War II, if my history serves me correctly, they kind of know that the German leader didn't die in the bunker. Now, we as Americans, we think, okay, we know we're one of the most advanced civilizations on the planet at this time. And we know what we know. But what we think we know could get us killed accidentally as we're traveling the world, because there are whole groups or whole countries that do not think what we think. And one of those splits, major splits, there's another one that has to do with Christ and in Judaism, but I'll talk about that in another video. This is a major split between being what Americans believe and what we travel with, and we're this and we're that, and what people in other countries seem to know that we don't yet understand. Russia gave the United States about 2 decades ago the skeleton that was found in the bunker. And some of the scientists actually came out, and it was in the news, and said that the skeleton was that of a woman. It was not of a man. Now that was your first clue that Putin was trying to tell you something. Your second clue was that when he went on state TV and told the entire Russian country that Christ was black. Everybody over here seems to understand that, but again, that's for another video. We'll talk about that. But it's very interesting that when you're slow traveling in these countries and you're living among the locals because you're using Airbnb, sometimes your minds just clash with the local people, your guests, your hosts, because they think one thing and you have been taught or trained on another thing, with another ideas. I'm stumbling because I don't want to say the wrong thing. Nobody thinks Hitler was a good guy. But here's the deal. We in America may not know two things. One, we may not truly understand the depth of why Hitler went off the cliff against the Jewish people. Now, hey, I believe in interest payments, compound interest every day of every week of every year. So I don't have a problem with the way that Jews introduced financial activity to the world. But Hitler had a very serious problem with them. And understanding his problem to the core helps you to understand the world in a larger picture. I might not be able to say anymore. I'm letting what they call the Holy Spirit lead me with my words, and hey, I got a stop sign. So I'm going to stop.